Okay, we just got done seeing Alita Battle Angel again for the second time. This time we saw it in HD. Or not HD, whatever, just the regular.
Yeah, we just saw it regular. Because the first time we saw it 3D. Now, I should say that, like...
We saw it 3D in Dolby.
Yeah.
It was good, yeah.
Like, I know, like, maybe people would be like, oh, you're cheating because it's, like, 3 new movies and stuff like that. But, you guys, there was nothing
more to watch.
This week, and we had wanted to see Alita again anyway. So we figured we would use that as one of the slots, and then the other 2 will be new movies.
Yes. We decided that if we're forced to watch like another dog movie or some shit like that, we'd rather go back and watch like the best movie of that month and see it again and see if it holds up to repeat viewings.
Yeah.
In the case of Battle Angel, I actually thought it was better on the second view.
I liked it better the second time too. Yeah. I think it was because, I mean, the first time I wasn't familiar with like how the story was going to go, so you really had to like pay attention to like, because there was like a lot, it's kind of a complicated story.
Yeah, they're packed a lot in 2 hours.
Yeah, so you have to, you know, and it's all this world building and stuff like that. So since I already knew how the story was going to go and already knew how the world worked, you know, now I could like concentrate more on, you know, character motivations. I could concentrate more on how it looked, like the score, you know, the cinematography and stuff like that. So I actually think I appreciated it much more the second time. And I have to say I liked it better not in 3D.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit easier to keep track of everything visually.
Yeah, and it looked kind of cooler. It almost had like a little bit of more of a Blade Runner-y kind of look. Yeah. You know, when it wasn't in 3D.
It has a lot better music than I remembered.
Yeah.
The score in the back, it's epic. Has an epic score. Towards the end, the way it was, you know, she was getting ready to go to the Motorball Championship, and just the score that was playing in the back as they were building it up, it was like some shit out of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
it's good.
And like I said, it really does seem like you know, I'm glad it held up the second time. I thought it would because I liked it the first time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like I said, it's much cooler like seeing it the second time because I caught a lot more stuff that I didn't catch before. Like, did you catch the I didn't see this the first time, but the part where Hugo goes in the bar when like the big Grishka or whatever his name is, when he comes in and Hugo glances down at his leg and he's like, oh, that's that part I jacked. Oh, I didn't notice that the first time, and the like second time he was like looking down like, oh shit, I did that shit. Oh,
okay, yeah, no, I didn't catch that. There's a lot of little details.
Just like little details I didn't catch the first time, but like I said, since I was familiar with the story, like I could kind of like look for little things like that, and so it was like much enhanced, like seeing it.
Did you notice that when she got the Martian berserker body? When it was just hanging there, it was androgynous. It looked male. When she got in it, it became female.
Well, he did, like, the doctor did say that that when it was all, like, attached and everything like that, it started, like, making micro adjustments to her subconscious, what it looked like. So I guess the bodies...
are either male or female until you get in.
Yeah, they're just, like, generic blanks, and then, like, when they attach it to a core, you know, whatever that person's core, their brain or whatever, like...
I didn't catch that the first
wants
time.
them to look like, then that's what it will adjust itself to look like. So, yeah.
So, yeah, the movie held up. Excellent movie still. I'm going to say, you know, one of the best movies of the month at least.
Oh, yeah.
All right, bye-bye. Look at it. Running out. Okay, we just got done seeing one called Hotel Mumbai, and it's about a terrorist attack that happened in, what was it, 2000?
2008.
2008 in India at the Taj.
Yeah, well, among other locations.
Yeah, among
it was like 12 other sites around Mumbai.
Yeah, it was 10 terrorists that attacked, and they hit in various locations.
I think it was 12 sites.
12 sites.
I think it was.
Various locations, and they kind of coalesced. Some of them got killed or apprehended in other sites, but they coalesced around the Taj. Which is a big famous hotel in India. It had all kinds of celebrities and rich Russians and everything, and it was just a good movie. The staff and the guests were trying to survive this fucking terror attack, and the way it's shown is it's very realistic. And having some training and some background and this kind of stuff, that's what it's like. This movie's a really good tool, like a training tool to what a terror attack is like.
Right in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And not only does that, but it really gets you to like there's a core of characters, like one guy that's on the staff, like the head chef. There's like a couple that's like an Indian woman and an American man. And there's various like this Russian businessman and stuff like that. So there's like a handful of characters that they kind of
that kind of coalesce around in the story.
Right.
But they also pay a lot of attention to the terrorists.
Yeah.
And what their motivations were and how they died and what these guys were like. And there's, you know, bravery all around with the staff and the civilians and even the nannies. Just a good flick, man. I mean, I kept almost like getting pulled into it, like I was trying to fight, but I didn't have anything. I wasn't in the movie.
I know. I'm telling.
Wasn't in the movie. I couldn't do anything.
I'm telling you. So I know. That's what I and like. That's what I mean. It's like the way this movie was shot. It was like you know, it's about a true terrorist attack. It's like so many people got killed. At least it was like a couple hundred, I think, ended up and like with hundreds other wounded. But it just like the whole fucking thing is like the way they shot it. I just felt like sick to my stomach the whole
like
time. I was just like that, like you're there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
it's like it was just a horrifying, like harrowing experience. Not a fun movie, but it was amazing. It was an amazing.
It's kind of like a disaster film, a horror movie, and an action movie all in one. It's non-stop action.
And like I said, I really liked that. Like that the group of
acting's
characters,
good.
Yeah, like the group of characters that it kind of focused on. Man, you were like rooting for them.
Yeah.
Man. You were like, come on, no, oh no. It's like just the whole time, and it's like it's interesting because when I first went to buy the ticket for this movie, they were only doing one show, but then I noticed that today they'd added another one, and I guess it's a good thing they did because our theater was almost
sold out.
Full.
Yeah,
so they added another show.
Movie teaches a lot of lessons and backs up some of the stuff that I said. In the commercial world, the closest thing to a soldier is a cook. The cooks and all those guys, they stayed by. They did.
Almost
fight.
All of the kitchen staff stayed behind and to help the guests get out.
Yeah.
And actually, half of the people that died were
staff.
That had stayed behind because some of them said, they said, oh, they could get out, they could leave, but most of them did not.
Yeah,
they stayed to like help people.
Yeah, the cooks said, no, we're not going nowhere.
Yeah, I think only two.
They were running around with knives and meat tenderizers and stuff, trying to help people.
And I was like, oh man, hero cooks, all right. It was awesome, and like I said, I don't like. I remember when it happened, but I don't remember the the exact same. So it might have been some stuff might have been changed or exaggerated for dramatic purposes or whatever. But it's really really good movie. Like I said, it's not a fun time. I'm going to tell you that right now. But it was. I was just on the edge of my seat.
Another thing that the story shows is it shows India is a pretty much has a disarmed population. It has a really poorly trained police force, really poorly trained, really poorly equipped. And when this shit went down, their version of special forces was 8 hours away.
Yeah.
So there wasn't
a
time.
Come from New Delhi.
No timely response.
To Mumbai, which is a long.
If you have any military experience, you first thing you know is that an early response, even if it's bad, is always better than a late response, even if it's perfect. So you had what you end up with was 4 average ragbag terrorists with shitty AKs running amok, killing hundreds of people. Because there was no response.
Now, some of the cops, they told
some of the cops says we got to get in there now.
Some of the cops went in, and most of them got mowed down. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but they were told not to go in by their chain of command.
Yeah, they said wait for special forces.
Right.
But some of the cops said fuck that, we're going in.
It was a bad idea, and it was only like some of them went in. What they should have done is they had hundreds of cops with old Lee Enfield bolt-action rifles and 6-shot 38 special revolvers. They just should have swarmed in there by the hundreds. And got it over with.
Yeah, you would.
And then a lot less people would have died.
Yeah, you would have had to get everybody to coordinate, but
they just should have swarmed it, Chinese wave attack style. Just go in there. That would have been the way to do it. But they're a clusterfuck, They didn't have any experience in it.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie.
Really I had a feeling it was going to be good. I only saw one trailer for this, and I was like, hey, that looks pretty good. When's that playing?
Made me mad watching this movie, but I loved it.
It made me mad. It'll do that.
Well, that shit could have been lessened a lot. Had the response been the right way. A lot of
shit went wrong.
Yeah. All right, but okay, I can't talk about it anymore. We got to see another movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we just got done seeing Dumbo.
Yes.
Dumbo the Flying Elephant. It's about an elephant that flies.
Well, duh.
Yeah. I saw the original when I was a kid, although I don't think this had much to do with the original. I mean, there were a couple scenes I recognized from a kid, like when they locked the mama up and Dumbo's trying to reach the mama, you know, when she's locked up in the very beginning, you know. I remember that part, but a lot of the other stuff I don't really remember that.
Well, I don't remember because I saw the cartoon like
I was a little
kid,
yeah.
but I think this kept to the pretty basic plot of it, as far as I can recall.
Yeah.
But they may have updated the story, I'm not really sure. But Tim Burton directed this.
Yeah. It is not as Burton-y as a lot of other Burton movies. I mean, it didn't Burton the fuck out of you.
Well, yeah.
You could tell it was Tim Burton.
Yeah, particularly when they go to, like, the bigger circus that's owned by the transparently evil Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, the whole, like, fucking... Because when is it set? It's set, like, during the...
1919.
Yeah, 1919.
Yeah.
So, you know, with this big, like, circus that he has and all the clowns and stuff like that.
It's evil Disneyland.
It is kind of...
Which is Disneyland, basically, because Disneyland's evil. But,
it is kind of evil Disneyland.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they did a pretty good job because I guess Disney has been doing a lot of, you know, live action reboots of a lot of their cartoons from back in the day.
Even though most of it is actually CG.
Yeah, they did The Jungle Book, they did Beauty and the Beast, and they're doing Aladdin also. That's coming out in a couple of months. And actually, Aladdin looks pretty good. This one was also pretty good. I liked the acting. Right. I liked the kids in it.
Performances were good.
Yeah, I liked what's her name? That's in all the. I can't remember that woman's name. That's in like the James Bond.
All right, I'm gonna give you the real deal, though. I'm gonna give you the real deal. She's giving you the candy ass deal. I'm gonna give you the real deal. The first few acts, like the opening act, it was kind of slow. Because the setting was basically boring. It's out in the country, and they're trying to establish the characters, the main characters, which is a cowboy and his daughter and his son, okay? And they're trying to establish these characters, but they're basically generic. They're generic stock characters, so they kind of waste time establishing them. You don't really need to establish them. They could have just moved... Really, the star was Dumbo, so you could have gotten... You could have really minimized those characters and edited it to go a little faster. Because you couldn't... All these characters are generic. The French ballerina, the big top guys, and the ringleaders, they're all generic. There's nothing really unique about any of them. Really, the only thing unique about the story is Dumbo.
Yeah.
And I remember the original story being told more as Dumbo as the center of attention through the whole thing.
See, now
I don't really remember it having, and that makes more sense to me for this movie.
I can't remember, and so maybe somebody can remind me, because like I said, I haven't seen the Dumbo cartoon in a long time. Did Dumbo's mom die? Or am I thinking of Bambi?
I think you're thinking of Bambi.
Okay.
Which, you know what, there are darker elements in this story as given, which kind of stands up to the old school. Disney's, you know what I mean, where it scares the shit out of the kids. I mean, you gotta damn torment this fucking elephant to get it to fly, and they're doing bad shit to it. And it's and then like at the end they have to. I mean, it's taking places in a circus, man. What kind of fucking bummer ass shit is that? You know what I mean? It's fucking bummers. What they're doing to those animals. You know, I'm an animal lover. Even though I hunt, I'm an animal lover. I just don't like the fucking circus. Well, I don't like fucking captive animals. You know?
Well, yeah, and like I said, this was like set back in the old days before animal cruelty laws. But I was gonna say, like the scene at the beginning when they're trying to get Dumbo to fly and they're making fun of his ears or whatever. I said, you know what?
Fuck these people.
Like, like anybody that would like throw popcorn and like boo like a little baby elephant, you deserve to get trampled.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of negativity in it that's old school, and they're telling you the stories about kind of an inhumane period and an inhumane subject. But then they have to fucking, at the end of the movie, they have to reverse that. They did some scenes there like, oh no, our new circus doesn't have any captive elements in it, because they're basically apologizing to the audience that they told you a story about a circus. If you ask me, that's what they were doing. So I wouldn't have fucking told this story. I wouldn't have touched Dumbo. I would have done a new movie. Yeah,
because that's the thing, because, you know, the setting of it...
The setting is bad.
It was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, and they did fucked up shit, and just... They should have told a different story. I wouldn't touch Dumbo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like trying to redo Song of the South. Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have redone Dumbo. I would have left it alone, because it's a fucking bad story. But anyway... she gives it a thumbs up, I guess, and I would give it a thumbs up based on quality. But I think that movie was in poor taste, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm talking
like
about?
it was a well-made movie, but like I said, there are problems with filming that story.
The problem with Dumbo is that it's Dumbo.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? It's a circus story.
Yeah.
Fuck that.